do a run through of some of the new features with PataBid Quantify, there are two key new features that we want to talk about. The first one is exactly what Ryan has done here. When you click on a folder, you can now see all of the details on the estimates that are within that folder. So this gives you in a grid view here all of the totals for the estimates. It gives you key information now on the closing dates, the estimator that put that estimate together, and the titles and all of kind of the details on that. One of the unique features that plays into this is the square footage values. So you'll see in the columns on the right there, you've got square foot and then dollars per square foot. So in each estimate now, if you click on, for example, the demo estimate there, you can now enter in the total square feet for a project. And it will then calculate out for you the dollars per square foot. This can become a tremendously valuable tool for understanding if you're heading into the right ballpark for an estimate. So where this matters, for example, if you typically do, TI work on projects, and then you move into, doing a much larger tenant improvement for an anchor store, you can quickly identify if you're within your usual risk tolerance, as long as that dollar per square foot is trending to the right value. So if you're typically doing $30 per square foot projects, and you suddenly look at a project that's $100 a square foot, well, now that's a different risk profile. And you can understand very quickly, okay, what's gone wrong with this estimate, or what's different about it, that sort of thing. And you're able to identify very, very quickly the pros and cons of any of the estimates that you're working on. So if you click on that folder again there, it will again pull up this table and it will show you all of those values. This table can then be exported to Excel. So you have the Excel button in the top left there, and when you click on that, it will download this table for you, and then you can do whatever you would like with the data that comes out of there for reporting any of that kind of information to the executives. And this is also why we recommend structuring your folders by year. So you could, for example, in this case, click on the 2024 year, the 2023 year, see how things have progressed. If you click on the top level folder, the Quantify Estimates one, it will show you everything that you've ever done. So this is a new feature, again, just to help you track your statistics easier, more effectively in your estimating process. The next step now, if we open up the demo estimate there, these are kind of typical demo files that we have here. You'll see everything here operates as it always has. And if we open up a drawing, for example, it will open up in this window effectively all as it always has. However, you'll notice in this view, in the top right, is a little button there. So, inconspicuous button. When you click on that button, it will now open up for you a second window. There we go. And this is now another drawing view. Now, the difference with this window is that it still communicates directly with the main window. So if you kind of split your screen there, Ryan, so if you drag that over to the left, for example, there we go, and put that one on the right. So when you click on something in your quick item pad now, you're able to bring it over to the left window here, which could be on a totally different screen, and you're able to start to do your takeoffs on this, all of that kind of detail on a totally independent screen, and then it feeds that information back to the main screen. So a common use case for this is multi-monitor setups. So if you have multiple monitors, you can keep your audit trail, for example, full screened in here. And you can track everything that is going on in your audit trail and keep it on a separate independent screen. and still use then your big main screen, for example, to view the entire drawing set. You can also keep two drawings open and use them as reference. You can only do takeoff on one drawing at a time, however, just so that everything goes into the right buckets that it's supposed to go into. And so this will allow anybody with multiple monitor setups to see and use more of the drawings. There's been a couple of other kind of minor tweaks around the way multi-user works as a result of this. When multiple users are working in the same estimate, it just keeps things updated more quickly. So you'll see the audit trail filling out, more in real time using this setup. The next kind of couple of features here, these are kind of minor quality of life improvements. We do have a highlighter tool available now. So if you zoom in on one of those notes there, and then in the top right under the tools section, you'll see our new highlighter tool there. And you can change its color to whatever you would like. And then you can just scribble away on the drawing with that. And you can highlight anything that you would like. And then once you release the mouse button, it's going to commit that to the drawing. And you can then, once you're finished with your highlights, if you need to, you can delete those. They work very similar to any other kind of annotation, and they will be exported with drawings in here. The next one here is if you click on Summary, and if we full screen this window again, so we can see more of the summary table in here, we've added a new column into the summary table here. And that is the UPC SKU column. We call it the SKU column. So right beside extended labor there, you'll see the SKU column. And that is the UPC codes for any items that you use in your estimate. Now, by default, it will use the Quantify built-in SKUs. But if you click on database here, Ryan, on the left-hand side, you will see UPC books listed there. If you click on UPC books, this is the total number of UPC books available within our platform that you have access to. So if you deal with different product, for example, you could pull up, for example, just the, let's grab the JessCan SKUs there. So if you click on the radio button beside JessCan and then go back to your estimate and just click on Summary again to refresh it, it's going to change those SKU numbers now to whatever ties in the JessCan supplier SKU numbers. So where this can become, again, very powerful for the company is if you have to tie in your own ERP system for procurement, or for tracking any sort of product ordering, you can create your own UPC books. And so if you click on UPC books again there up at the top, you can click on the new code book right there, and you can enter in your values for it, whatever you want to call it, my codes, anything of that nature. And then you can save that, and it comes in as an available code book. And now if you select that in any item in the system, you can apply your own product coding in there. And this allows you to manage your own updates, any of that kind of information. Now it's not going to change here because nothing is actually loaded into that book yet. But if you go up to back to UPC books there, you can very quickly apply UPC codes to anything in the database by clicking the blue download button there. And so if you do that, you can select whole sections of the database that you may want to apply codes to. That's going to generate a Excel spreadsheet, which is since downloaded there. So this is what the template looks like right here. So you can very quickly hand this over to your procurement department. anybody of that nature, and they can load your ERP codes in. So effectively what this does is once you're done an estimate and you win the project, when you hand it over to procurement, they know exactly what to order. And once that's filled in here, you can close this template, save it, close it, and then you would be able to drag it into that box there, and it will then populate your database for you. So that in a nutshell is the top kind of new features that we've implemented here over the last month. The biggest one obviously being the multi-monitor support, which enables a tremendous amount of future growth in the platform. The next major things that we're working towards here, we are going to be adding in the ability to fully do your proposals in here. So if you click on sale price there, effectively what it's going to do now for you is work through everything in your estimate, as it always does. And then there's going to be another new tab under sale price. And in that tab, it's going to open up effectively a Word document. And it will let you edit that document. You will have your own templates managed through the templates side of the database. And then you can bring in your breakdown tables, your values, and very, very quickly build out a scope that you'll be able to then PDF, download, and send out to your contractors that you're working with, your general contractors. So we're hoping to have that out in the next few months. It's a fairly big lift to get that implemented. But that is the next major update that we are working towards to integrate into the platform. And just in case you're not familiar with the template engine in the platform, if you go back up to the database there, on the left-hand side at the bottom of the list is templates. And there are several templates that you can manage in the platform here. And you can upload new templates by clicking on the green button on the right-hand side there. And these allow you to basically fully customize exports. So for your packages, for any of those kind of summary screen exports, you can have your own logos, you can have your own T's and C's. And as you update the templates in here, it just keeps a running list of previous ones, just in case something, gets broken in one of the uploads. You can very quickly delete it and it'll roll back to the next previous version. And so we're going to be extending this with the proposal templates next, which will then be fully customizable on an estimate by estimate basis once the template is used. And that, in a nutshell, is the latest features that we have in here, and where we're heading with future development.